So have you ever wondered or asked yourselves why you do the things you do? Why is it that you get up at a certain hour? Why you eat the meals you do? Or why it is that you follow the daily routine that you follow? Sometimes we do things in our routine simply because they make sense. And sometimes we do things because that's what we have always done. I'm certainly guilty of that. When I was raising my family, we liked ice cream. And we liked vanilla ice cream. And for 20 years, whenever I would go to the grocery store, I would buy vanilla ice cream. Now, I personally was not a big fan of vanilla ice cream. I like pralines and cream ice cream. But since my family liked vanilla ice cream, I bought vanilla ice cream. One evening, as we sat around eating our vanilla ice cream, my daughter said, "Why do we only ever have vanilla ice cream?" To which I replied, "Well, that vanilla ice cream was the only kind of ice cream that the family liked." To my shock, each person in the room said, no, vanilla wasn't their favorite at all. They were eating vanilla ice cream because I was always buying vanilla ice cream. Why do we do the things that we do? So we go to how many of you can relate to this? We go to our favorite restaurant and we order the same thing because we know that that's going to be good. How many of you do that? Right. And we play with the idea that maybe we'll order something different, right? We look at the menu, well, that looks good, and we end up ordering whatever it is we ordered the last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. Do we ever ask ourselves, what do we need to do to break out of this routine? Do we ever question what it is that we're doing? Do we ever question our preferences, right? Do we ever say, why am I buying vanilla ice cream? Wish I'd done that 18 or 19 years earlier. Would have saved a lot of bad ice cream. Do we ever dare break away from the wave of things that we've always done? Do we ever dare to break away from that which has always been done? Have we ever asked ourselves what it is we might be missing out on by staying stuck in the same old things, the same old ways, right? In a little while, you're going to be hear a reading from the book of John, and you're going to hear how the disciples, they don't know that Christ has been resurrected yet, and so they're still heartbroken, and they go back to what they've always done. They were fishermen, and so they go out fishing. And they engage fishing the way they've always engaged fishing. Apparently, in first century Palestine, the nets went out on the left side of the boat, at least according to the story in John. So they go out fishing and they throw their nets over the left side of the boat and nothing. They fish all day, nothing. And then Jesus, the risen Christ, comes and he's on the lake shore or the shore of the Sea of Tiberias, and he shouts out to his friends and he says, "Hey fellas," or something similar in Aramaic. "Hey fellas, why don't you throw your net on the right side of the boat? On the other side of the boat." So they do. They throw their nets on the other side of the boat, and we know the story. It's an old and famous story. They have so much fish, they can't even bring that net into the boat. It's so filled with fish. So this really isn't a story about fish at all. It really isn't a story about fishing at all. It's a story about doing things differently. It's a story that reminds us that while some things may have worked well in the past, there just might be a better way of doing things now. Maybe, just maybe, there might be a better way of doing things now. The story reminds us of the importance of being curious, right? Being curious enough to try something new, try something different, to look at our own lives as an adventure to be lived, as opposed to a routine to be followed. So as you hear that scripture today, maybe think about what your own vanilla ice cream issue is, right? What is it that you keep doing because it seems to be expected of you, or it's always been done that way? What is your vanilla ice cream issue that maybe you could be just let go of? Challenge yourself a little bit by breaking out of the norm, breaking out of the way things always have been done, either in your life or as the church. And just as a way of highlighting this, at the end of the month, on the 22nd, 23rd, but you don't want to go on the 24th because the men's club is taking worship and it's going to be spectacular. But on the Friday and the Saturday, there's the Holy Shift event. And this is a gathering in Vernon where people like us are being encouraged to try something different, try something new, to become curious about our life as church and our life as faithful people. So, as you hear that scripture being read, try not to think of vanilla ice cream, but think of that which you might let go of.